Once again, everybody, it's time for Off the Top Sportscast. I'm John, and that guy right there is Roy. Roy, we are going to talk about the one, the only, the biggest sports headline this year, Caitlin Clark. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, please hit the little like, hit the subscribe. It means the world to us, and we appreciate everybody who watches on any platform that we have. So, Roy, as we know, Caitlin Clark took the not WNBA, but women's basketball, women's sports by storm, and she took it with her straight up. And now she's been drafted. Everybody knew she was going to go number one. And what do you think about the phenomenon that is Caitlin Clark and this roller coaster she's been on?
Let me start off by saying WNBA, I know nothing about.
Right.
I cannot tell you a player. I'm not saying I've never watched a game.
Right.
I've never watched a whole quarter of a game.
Mm-hmm.
I still like women college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Better. But we're talking about the first woman who really, and there's been some women basketball players that are considered to be great, right?
Absolutely.
The only name I can tell you is Lisa Leslie. You know, that's the one.
Miller.
You know, I remember. And maybe some others may come to my head, but that's really it.
Mm-hmm.
And I do know some others. The coach for South Carolina just watched the national. She was a WNBA, right?
That's right.
But the question is, did Clark bring notoriety? Did people come, stars come to watch, NBA players come to watch her play? Yes. Did I come to watch her play? Yes. Was she amazing? Yes. She was doing Steph Curry type of things.
Mm-hmm.
And she played college basketball. And no doubt, and again, I don't know, but I assume she paid nothing for college.
That's right.
I would assume.
Absolutely. No way.
Nothing. She got, and I don't know. I don't even know if she's a senior. I'm assuming she kind of looks like I don't know. Mm-hmm. Junior, I'm thinking she's a senior.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, and I hope that she would graduate with a degree.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue is now about money. She will make, they're saying here, next 4 years, she's going to make over $338,000. 76, 78, 85,000, 97,000. Those are her kind of the numbers.
The yearly.
The year, 76, 78, 85, 97,000 plus. And they play 40 games. And again, I cannot confirm nor deny. I just heard this on radio.
That's right. Which
I did not know. That this is the point. That the WNBA players do not have to pay for their place to live. That's given to them. One, I didn't know, and I cannot deny, I cannot prove it. I don't know. Maybe I should have done some research. This is not that type of show.
That's right.
Two, that their car is also paid for.
Good.
And I'm assuming that when they go on the games, that their hotel expenses, their food, their trainers, all those things, their unis, all those things are paid for, and they get free sneakers. Oh, wait a minute. She's got a contract now for a sneaker. So everyone is crazy going how much she's going to make. And she makes more than the mother of three who has to work a part-time job and a full-time job and gets no sneaker deal. Her sneaker deal is for millions. Millions. Right. It makes that contract she got with the 3-on-3 old guys look like a tip.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? Oh, we're going to talk about the soccer players, the U.S. team. We're going to talk about the other NBA players. that, oh, they deserve more and all that. She plays 40 games. Come on, 40 games she plays.
Right. So, I think it's interesting because a lot of people are like, I think people are like, well, she should be the highest paid. In no sport does any rookie come in anymore and become the highest paid. The last guys to do that was Sam Bradford. And the NFL used to do this wacky thing that their rookies could negotiate these big contracts when they had not done a thing. And that was untangible. So they had to come and have they have a rookie pay scale in the NFL, rookie pay scale in the NBA, rookie pay scale in the MLB. Everybody has rookie pay scales. Now, when she hits her second contract, I think we'll be looking at the first $1 million player.
I disagree. I don't even think she's going to get out of 4 years. They're going to try to lock her up. They're going to take, I say 2 years, and they're going to start trying to renegotiate this contract. Listen, she's going to be,
they're not going to, if she has the staying power, okay, and she brings in the people, because let's not misunderstand anything. She brought in people like Dion brought in people to college football a couple years ago and last year, which is to say, he brought in the casual people. She brought in the casual WNBA watcher. I never went out to look for a game or a women's college game, but all of a sudden I know when she's playing. That's an exceptional jump, right?
Huge.
So, this is the only way that these women will make a lot of money. There's only one way. When this happens, there will be a momentous shift in the WNBA. Right now, every team that is in the WNBA is sponsored by a team in the NBA. The owner of the NBA team owns the WNBA team. The second they allow an outside, somebody who does not own an NBA team, come in and create a WNBA team, that is when this changes. Because they now can go in and go, I got an expansion team and I don't have these guys' rules. I want to make my team the best. And I'm going to blow all these contracts out of the water. They don't have to listen to the rules. That's when this changes. When they allow the first, and it's going to happen, and it has to happen, for this league to be successful, they need investors that are not invested in the NBA. Maybe like a guy named like LeBron James, who might not be able to buy an NBA franchise, but might maybe buy into the WNBA. That's when this sport will explode and gain popularity and make money.
Well, let's say that. Let's just think about the ludicrous thing you just said. And I don't mean Ludacris the rapper. All right, because check this out. LeBron James.
Right.
He's invested in TV.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James has invested in pickleball.
That's right.
A game of what I call short tennis, big ping pong.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me he's going to possibly be one who could buy an NBA, a woman WNBA team? No way. And your name ain't Carlos, because it's not going to happen. It doesn't make money. It doesn't make money. These guys are into something that I'm going to tell you how it's going to happen. This is the only way it's going to change. This is the way you want to change. You want to change it? You got to start doing what the baseball is trying to do, football is trying to do. You got to go international. You got to really start bringing, you got to be different. Women watching them play basketball, no one's going to watch it. She's going to bring some eyes, no doubt. She is. But we also saw, and I saw her play some of these final games, and when they played her up some defense, she was getting stripped. So I'm telling you, now she's going to better talent. Let's see how she comes up. Let's see what happens. But don't let us not be fooled and say she's going to now transfer the NBA. I say, get your money, honey, and do what you got to do. Don't worry about the face you're going to be. Yeah, you're going to be the face, but just get your money, get your endorsements. If you want to play with the big three and get another 5 million, go do that, because that will do a lot for women's sport too, showing if you really going to start shooting threes with the men. Let's see if you could do that. Great. Yes, you can play with the WNBA. Get as much money as you can. That's what the women need to start thinking about, how to continue to market themselves and get as much money as they can all over the place and not worry about the money they're just getting at one avenue.
Yeah, I agree. And then there is,
you want me to drop this mic? Because I will right now.
no, because no, but first of all, you're saying that LeBron couldn't do it.
Not
LeBron,
couldn't. He won't. He don't care. You could give it to him for free. He won't.
I don't know about that.
Won't do it.
Right now, think about this. LeBron, first of all, no investor is going to tell LeBron no. If LeBron comes in there with a solid plan and he's got a smart group of guys, he's a smart businessman, right? He goes in, him, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, those are his guys. Wait, watch this. And he brings in Vanessa Bryant, Kobe's widow. She's got the money and she's got they together collectively, and they get investors. Nobody's using their own money. Rich people don't use their own money. That's not how this works, right? And they buy their own WNBA franchise. They could do it, and B, that's when you're taking the power away from the owners of the NBA. And this has become profitable. It wasn't for years, but that's why no investors have gotten into it yet. But the second that this becomes profitable, there will be investors that want to come in on the ground level.
Listen, you're going to have, again, getting the international. I would even go to, what the heck was his name? I called him Ice-T. It wasn't Ice-T. What was his name?
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube. Same thing. You put ice cubes in iced tea. Listen, I said, give him the opportunity. Give someone else to market the WNBA. Make it, change it. Stop this traditional situation. Change it up. Do something marketing dollars. Think about it. And I was going to look it up because I don't know. Because the guy who should own a WNBA team, who owns everything, is Magic Johnson. Does he or have any affiliation with the WNBA team?
No, he does not. No, because like I told you, right now only NBA owners own WNBA teams.
He owns a percentage of the Lakers, but again,
I don't think he does anymore.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, I think he sold that so that he could get his stake in the Dodgers. And now he's gone.
Hold on, hold your horses. It says here, the former Los Angeles Lakers superstar has ownership stakes in the Los Angeles Dodgers, Los Angeles Sparks, and the LAFC, which that's some type of soccer. So he does.
Yeah.
And who knew?
Right. That's the point.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's what we need. Push these things. Push these guys. Push these. You know, even in the Olympics, you know, we started seeing everybody's talking about, think about this in the Olympics. In the Olympics, they started doing this now, where they were running like a track, you know, men and female teams, 2 men, 2 women. You know, why don't we do that? These 3-on-3 NBA, there's a lot of people want to play in the NBA. Let's start doing co-ed leagues. Let's start playing. Imagine her on a co-ed league. Maybe now you got dunking and fast breaks and her shooting up. You know,
I'll,
Maybe
I'll
that'll,
tell you. I'll tell you this. This next Olympics is going to be huge
of
for
course.
women's basketball.
Yes.
Huge. It's going to be huge for women's basketball, not only here but abroad, because there are big leagues that have women's leagues that are profitable and have been running for decades overseas. Okay,
Yeah. And that's why
that's
I
that.
say they need to tap into that. They need to tap in those markets. They need to almost do what's the football? I can never tell this all this the football was a UFL or something like that league that just merged. Again, merging. Hey, let's make ourselves stronger. Let's do something better. That's what they need to do. They need to do something better. Be
Yeah,
better, do better.
yeah. They need somebody to. I think you are right in the respect of, but see, that's again leads to the problem. They don't want to do something different because the NBA it's run by the guys who run the NBA. They know how to do it this way. They're like, this is successful, and they need to break out of that. And that's why new blood injection is what's needed. I think she's going to be good for the WNBA for women's sports. She's going to be good, but it can't stop with her either. You know, she needs to help promote other women's sports. She needs to uh, push and go to women's soccer games. And there's a now a professional women's ice skating league. Ice skating. Look at me.
Hockey.
Excuse me. Let's roll that back. There's now a women's professional hockey league, and they did something smart the other day. I saw online that uh, they had their names at the top of the jerseys, like everybody else. Well, their hair for some of the ladies was blocking their names. You couldn't see their names. So I think it's a beer manufacturer who was sponsoring the team said, no, 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 you put my logo up top and you put their name at the bottom of their jersey so that you can always see their names. I said, smart. And what's their ad campaign? It says proud to be the unseen sponsor of women's hockey. Marketing smart. I mean, I was like, these guys
Brilliant.
are hitting it on the head. And that's what you need with women's sports. You need to, if you're gonna make a women's sport and you're going to do it, try to change as little as possible, right? So WNBA, I thought did a good job. They didn't bring the rims down. You know what I mean? They changed the size of the ball, but it's very, very minuscule. You can't really notice it all that much. Um, you know, they keep on modifying the court and extending it out and making it to one day they will be the same size. You know what I mean? The 3-point line will be the same. Everything's going to be the same. Um, and things like that make all the difference on the eye test and what people are seeing. The rules have to be the same. You know what I mean? You know, my son plays lacrosse. The difference between men's lacrosse and women's lacrosse is so crazy. And I go, I don't know why it has to be. I understand that women are playing with women, so if it gets physical, it's a woman getting physical with another one. So that physicality should just meet, just like a guy getting physical with another guy. You allow that. Why wouldn't you? You know, they can't touch each other. They can't. There's a whole bunch of different rules that the women's lacrosse is different. So when you change a sport as little as possible, I think that's when you really succeed in because it translates better, right? Would you agree with that?
Well, again, I hear what you're saying, but I was saying you need to do something different. There's something different. Think about the college, everything in college, the March Madness, that brings a frenzy, right? I think you need to have that type of frenzy in the WNBA. Take
Okay.
even the coaches. Man, I would be going. There's multiple coaches on the college level that I will be. They're charismatic. They're dramatic. They're exciting. They're tough. Bring them over. I would be saying, listen, what do you make? Boom, I'm hiring you. What do you make? I'm hiring you. Bring them over. You bring people like that over, and they
Yeah.
change a culture that really, I think, will translate and make this a better product. That's what we're talking about. You know what I mean?
You
You
know,
and I buy a bag of chips, let's say. You mostly more than I. You buy a bag of chips. How much air is in that chip?
a lot,
And we
almost
still,
more than half.
and what the heck do you still do? You buy the bag of chips, don't you?
Right.
Let's make, we got to do something with the WNBA to give it air. And the product is the same. It's basketball. It's basketball.
Right.
But we got to do something to the WNBA to make it better. You're telling me since the WNBA has come into the All-Star game that the All-Star break that has improved the All-Star game?
Let me just, yeah, it did. You're right. That did. And you're absolutely right. Let me just tell you this. You have made a lot of food analogies on these shows. That's the first damn one that I was, you nailed that one. You son of a gun. You finally slipped one by me. That was pretty good. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. And I thought the NBA draft, the WNBA draft was good this
This year
year.
was great. Well, because
Yeah,
she was on it, but it was good. It was
yeah,
good. Again, I think the problem is not what you're paying women's sport. I don't think it's the notoriety. I think it's what you're giving us.
the packaging.
You're always, I think you're not giving it what it needs. You're
Mhm.
really just kind of here. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Again,
it's an afterthought.
yeah, that's the problem. Let's market. I guarantee you, market the heck out of it. More kids will want, just like NBA. What are every kid in the street doing? Playing basketball. How many
Mhm.
girls do you see in the street just playing basketball?
Right.
That's what I want to see. Not the
Yeah.
teams. Well, you just got oh, look, you drive by and you got these four girls playing 2-on-2, and one person saying, not that they're Michael Jordan, but they're Lisa Leslie, they're whatever, the names are, Clark,
Right.
and you want that because they see, ooh, look at, and now what are they doing? They're going to college, they're playing in these leagues and all that. These
Yeah.
parents, they're playing these sports with these girls sometimes just to play sports, just to play sports.
Let me ask you a question because this came up, during this time that they've been talking about women's sports and stuff. There was a story about Pat Summitt. A lot of people know Pat Summitt was
Tennessee, she was icon, right?
right, iconic Pat Summitt, who took Tennessee to so many Final Four, so many undefeated seasons. We don't have to say who Pat Summitt is, but at one point, and I don't know if it's Tennessee or if it was a different college. I'm going to say it was Tennessee. They came to her and they said, "Hey, we'd like you to be the head coach of Tennessee men's team." And her response was, "Well, why would I consider that an upgrade?" Because they were selling it to her like, "It's a great honor. We're giving you an upgrade." Uh, First of all, she's totally right. I get exactly what she's saying. Don't sell this to me like it's an upgrade because now I get to coach the men, right? Uh, but a little bit inside me wonders that would have changed history a little bit. I think if Pat Summitt would have went to the NCAA men's league and been successful, I don't know. I can't think of why it would have pushed it forward.
It would have brought it back if
At
she
least it would have brought
it
women to the forefront. You know what I mean?
no, because this is the problem. That was years ago.
Yeah,
So remember, college is all about recruiting. How
yeah,
many top recruits would have said, "Oh, well, she was successful in the women's game, so she's going to be." If they didn't recruit, she would have been fired within 2 years.
yeah.
She
That's true.
technically retired until she couldn't coach anymore, really.
Mm-hmm.
So she did what she thought was best because really, again, I don't like when everything say, well, that should translate. You were No, she is known. She's, the Bear Bryant of basketball. You know what I mean? She
Yeah.
is. We don't want to take anything away. Say, well, could she have done better? No, I think she would have been fired within 2 years. Fired with 2 years, and we would have been saying she was the first head coach who was fired at a losing season. They do
Failed.
it.
Yeah, I get that. I
Yeah,
I can see that. I can see. Yeah, and I hadn't even considered her failing, or not being able to recruit, but especially then when it was happening. Um, you're right. You're right. And like I said, even when I heard the story, I said, well, she did right because exactly who are you to tell me that's an upgrade? But I don't know. I just asked the question because I didn't have an answer on the opinion. So, that's why we asked the question. And people out there, you can tell us if you think he's wrong and she should have taken it and it would have went, it could have done what it could have done. I don't know. Um, but so I think it's going to be interesting this year to see where the WNBA goes from here, where um, women's college basketball goes from here. You
and I want
know,
to make another point, John. Something too. Think about this.
Mhm.
Becky Hammond,
Yeah.
she was on Pop's bench. She did
Hmm.
some summer leagues. Why is she coaching in the WNBA now?
Right. Well,
Why she not, why is
she
she
did
not
coach in the, yeah,
head coach NBA team right now? Why is she not coaching?
yeah, she did coach in the G League. She was the head coach of a G League team for a little while for the NBA. But I agree with you, and I actually thought Orlando was going to do it because before Mosley, uh, before that, when
She
we had
interviewed.
that, yeah, she interviewed, and I thought it was actually going to happen. They went a different way, and can't say if it was good or bad. We didn't win, so you know.
They didn't win a
But
different way because no one wants to be the first. No one wants to be the first. She has, man, you want to hear some of it? 6-time WM All Star, 2-time All WM first team, 2-time All WM second team. She has WNBA assist leaders. I'm like, I could go on. This lady has pedigree.
but and I don't think that window has closed either. I don't think it's necessarily closed. She could still come to the NBA. I don't know how she would feel about if you leave a WNBA team and come to an NBA team. I mean, financially, it's just better, for her and opportunity wise, So I, I wait for the day, and I think that that's still a very, very good possibility,
It
you
is.
know?
It is. And she's done some good things. Right now, she is the head coach, I think, of the Liberty. Hammond was hired as the coach. No, Las Vegas Aces. December
Oh,
of
the
21 became the first coach. She won the W. Let me see here. Was this the finals in 2022? She won a WNBA title in
yeah,
2022. She was coach of the year in 2022. And then following season, Hammond also coached the 2023 NBA Championship World Aces, became the first coach back-to-back WNBA championships. So
that quick.
that quick. So it's very possible, again, she coached in the NBA.
Hmm.
It must be translated. So if you're thinking about a woman who could go and maybe say, listen, I've went and quick took teams to the championship,
Hmm.
it's very possible that this is a woman who can get a chance.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. The only thing I will say is though, if they are going to give a woman a shot, she's probably not even the most qualified woman to do so because there have been women who have been, Cheryl Swoops has been coaching in the WNBA forever and winning. And, we never know if it's going to be her, but it's going to definitely happen we're definitely going to see it in our lifetime that a woman is coaching, and I hope it's just a regular occurrence. I mean, I don't care, because I don't care who coaches my team. Like, what do I care who coaches my team? I just want to win.
When
So
and listen, right now, they said she was the finalist for the Portland Trailblazer job, which Chauncey Billups has. Yeah, he's doing a great job. And if she can think about it, if she
mhm.
could win for the next 2 years at least one more title, that's going to raise some eyebrows to say, you know what, we're not doing that good with coaches. Let's try. Because think about too, wouldn't that be a marketing bombshell
Yeah,
for her to
yeah,
come in and coach an NBA team?
yeah. No, I agree with that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've talked this subject up as much as we can. Um, and like we said from the beginning, we didn't want to come out here and act like we were avid WNBA fans and all this stuff, because we're just being real with you. But this has made a mark on our thoughts on it. And we hope, we're waiting for them to do something. We're waiting for something to happen to really grab us and hold us. And you know what? Then off the top, we'll be off and running, and we'll be talking about the WNBA next year. You know what I mean? I'm sure that there'll be another episode, and we'll be talking about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and when Juju comes out, and we'll be talking about all these ladies for years to come, hopefully,
Yep.
and adding to the names that we just said. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
This was a great draft for the WNBA this year. A lot of big players came out. So I'm going to be watching. I would really be watching if the Orlando Magic, they got a G League team that's doing good. Give us the WNBA team. Put them in the
Yeah.
Silver Spurs, just like the or play in the Orlando Arena. I think it'll be good. I think this city, I think really would support a team like that. We
I think
had
so.
one years ago, but I think now maturity wise as a city, I think we would support it. So I say, hey, bring it back. Maybe that's where we need to start. Orlando WN. I think if I was right, and somebody could on the chat line, I think they were the Orlando Miracle. Maybe
That's right.
I think
You're right. Yeah, we had the Miracle here, and then they went away. So, all right, guys, hit subscribe, hit comments, tell us what you think. Be honest with us, and tell me what you think about Roy's chip analogy, because that was pretty stinking good. Roy, any last words?
I say, hey, I'm going to be watching the WNBA this year for the first time, checking out the new players. And again, giving them their props. Some of these people play good basketball. These ladies play good basketball. I think it could be better. And we hope it can be better. And I think, as always, if they watch Off the Top Sports, we can elevate the WNBA by making it different, making it better, hit the international game. But friends, just remember this about any sport. Talk to a stranger about sports today. Like it, drop us a like, drop us a thumbs up, and drop us a comment.